Hello everyone, myself D. Swapna, lecturer in zoology, working in Telangana Tribal Residential Degree College for Women's Medak. Today we are going to discuss about apiculture. What is apiculture? Apiculture means culturing of apis. Apis means honey bees. Why we are culturing apis? Because we are collecting honey from them. That's why we are culturing apiculture. Okay, today our topic is apiculture. Now we are going to start our session. Classification of apis. What is the classification? The classification of apis: phylum Arthropoda, subphylum Mandibulata, class Insecta. Now, general features of honeybee. What are the general features? General features are the honeybee which is having it is social insect. Social insect means it is living in colony. In one colony, it is having 50,000 to n number of species are living. Okay, 50,000 to n number of bees will living in hive. The colony's bees or what are the feeding material? The feeding material is nectar from flowers, and it is excellent division of work, excellent division of labor work. Means it is having in one colony 50,000 to n number of species, right? So in that work means collecting of honey and cleaning of honey and food storing, honey storing, their division, their work properly. Okay. Next, honey bees. In generally, honey bees are lot of species are present. So many species of present. But in our India, we are selecting only few species to culture. Why we are selecting few species? Because it is having comfortable to human being. So what are the main species to culturing in India? So in India we are selecting some species. That species is Apis dorsata, Apis flora, Apis indica. Now in this picture you can observe that honey bee hive. Hive means nothing but colony which is present in tree. Okay, this is a normal structure. And next, social organization of honeybee. Social organization means nothing but in one colony, three types of bees are present. What are the three types? One queen, one king, and number of workers will present in one hive. Okay, that is organization of honeybees. First, we discussing about queen. The queen, which is one and only female, will present in hive, that is queen. The queen is a mother of all worker bees, and it is take care about all workers and drones in their colony. The queen is having the capacity to laying the eggs. In per one day, it is producing 20,000 eggs, having the capacity to producing 20,000 eggs per day, and it is the body having 15 to 20 mm long, and it is tapering abdomen and strong wings structure. And next, what are the queen tasks? The queen which can having the lifespan up to 5 years. Okay, and it can feed only royal jelly. The queen is controlling total workers in their colony. How can it is possible? Because it is producing pheromones. By producing pheromones, it will controlling total worker bees. Okay, and what is the main task of queen bee? The queen bee is the main task is fertilization. So in their lifetime, once only they will participate in fertilization. In one time, after fertilization, they will producing more number of eggs. Okay. And next, drones. Drones is nothing but male bee we can call as drone. Male bee we can call as drone. The male bee developed by parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Parthenogenesis means unfertilized egg will develop as a male bee. The process is called as parthenogenesis. In parthenogenesis, here you can observe that in parthenogenesis, so for example, in beehive, the male will producing unfertilized egg, and queen and workers are developed by fertilized egg. Okay, what is the time duration of these development is occurred? So it is taking 24 days to develop a egg to drone. Okay, and in one hive, one drone will be present. That's why we are calling as one king will present in one comb. Next, it is having large eyes and reduced mouth and powerful wings, and it is absent of wax gland. Means worker bee is only having the wax glands, absent of wax glands, and it is the main task of male bee is participating reproduction only. After participating a mating and reproduction, means reproduction, in after reproduction the male going to be die. Next, workers. Workers are smallest caste in bee. Okay, smallest one which is present in bee. So it is having to produced by fertilized egg, produced from fertilized egg. They will develop to adult. The time duration is 21 days. The lifespan of these worker bees are 6 weeks. Okay, and the worker bees having so many works inside and outside. What are the main features? The worker bees is having so many works inside and outside, right? So for that purpose of work, the honey bees are provide special structures. What are the special structures? We will discuss. Long proboscis, strong wings, pollen baskets, and powerful sting and wax glands will present in worker bees. And next, so in this picture you can observe that the worker bee which is having yellow color pollen basket. And next, what are the works in worker bees? Worker bees are having special duties. What are the duties? Nurturing the nursery and cleaning the hive and protecting the hive and producing nourishing of larvae and cleaning of hives. These are the main duties of worker bee. Now, life cycle of honey bees. Life cycle of honeybee. Life cycle of honeybee will start with the egg to adult. So in this video, you may observe that life cycle of honeybee. Life cycle of honeybee will start with the mating fight. So the mating fight, the queen bee mates with the drone bee and lays eggs in the hive. So in this video you can observe that the queen bee going to mate drone. Okay, so here after reproduction the male is going to be die and queen is going to laying of eggs. Okay, so in this video you can observe that the male mating will start. The mating will be queen and drone. Okay, so after reproduction the male is going to be die. So in this video you can observe that after reproduction here the bee die after mating. Okay, and next, after mating fight, the queen bee returns back to hive and start laying eggs. So the queen bee is going to hive now. Okay, so it is artificial hive. In this artificial hive, they are laying the eggs. So here in this video, lot of bees are there, but you can observe that the queen is indicating number with the 3. You can observe that the queen is indicated number with the 3, and it is the queen laying eggs. The hive which is having separate holes, the hive which is having n number of holes, in each hole they are laying eggs. How many eggs they are laying? Eggs per day? Yes, 2000 eggs per day. The queen is having the capacity to producing 2000 eggs per day. So in this video you can observe that the queen is laying eggs. After 3 days it will convert into larval stage. So you observe this diagram, the queen is laying egg. Okay, so in this after 3 days the egg hatches into larvas. So the larvas, you can observe in the video, the larvas which is having white color substance, white color shining substance. So in this video you can observe that here it is the white color shining substance. So that is larva of honeybee. In larva of honeybee is converted into next stage. Okay, in this stage they will feed royal jelly. Here one important point is there. Here it is, the royal jelly which can feed in the lifetime means it is queen. They will feed only royal jelly. In worker bees and drones, they will feed royal jelly only for 3 days only. Okay, maybe it is queen, it will feed royal jelly total duration period. But it is drone and workers, it will feed only 3 days. And larval stage to adult stage, it will take of 6 days to development of worker bees and drones. Per queen, it is 5.5 days only. For queen, it is having 5.5 days only. So, pupa forms adult and then comes out of the comb. So now in this video you can observe the honeybee comes out from the comb. Okay, this is the life cycle of honeybee. Now beekeeping equipment. We are culturing apiculture, right? So we are culturing apiculture, we are collecting honey. How can it is possible? We are doing that business with this beekeeping equipment. So this is a beekeeping equipment. In this video you can observe that it is beekeeping equipment. In this beekeeping equipment, it is low investment and more profitable. We are using this equipment. It is low investment and more profitable business nowadays. And we are, what are economical importance? We are not only collecting the honey and we are collecting wax also. Wax also having more economic importance. And we are using for apiculture, what are the varieties to culturing? So here you can observe that Indian bees we are using to culture, right? That is Indian bee, rock bee and little bee and Italian bee. Why we are using for culturing Italian bee? The Italian bee is having special features. It is stingless bee, means it is not harmful to human being. That's why we are going to prefer this Italian bee, and it is having the capacity to producing good quality of honey. stingless bee and producing more quantity of honey and good quality of honey. That's why we are selecting Italian bee for apiculture. And you in this video you can observe that so many parts are there. That is, in we are using that apiculture, that equipment name is apiary. Okay, that equipment name is apiary. So the quality of honey will depending upon the how many number of flowers which is present nearby apiary. So in this video you can observe that the honey, what is the process of honey? The honey bee which is collecting nectar from the flowers and that will convert into honey. So it is traveling 5 to 100 of flowers in a trip, and 2 million of flowers it will convert into 1 pound of honey. So that is a big task of worker bee. In 2 millions of flowers which is collecting 1.5 teaspoon of honey, and it is having great capacity. What is a great capacity? Means without adding any chemicals, up to 10 to 20 million years we are storing this honey without any adding preservative, without any adding chemicals. We are preserving this honey. Methods of apiculture. What are the methods? We are using two types of methods: wall fixed hive method and movable hive method. In wall fixed method, it is fixed into one portion area only. Movable hive, we can move to one place to another place. So you can observe the diagram of fixed hive. Okay, and next, modern method of apiculture. In modern method, which is having hives which is having so many parts, that is typical movable hive, queen excluder, honey extractor, uncapping knife and other equipments. Now we are going to discuss what are the parts is present. So the typical movable hive which is having important parts, that is stand, bottom board, brood chamber, super, inner cover and top covers. These are the important structures which is present in movable hive. So this is a diagram of movable hive. So what are the main important ones? It is the outer cover and inner cover and honey supers, and after that queen excluder and deeper supers and bottom board, and last one stand. And next, part of typical movable hive. So first one, stand. Stand is useful for adjusted to make a slope so that maybe the rain will come down quickly. The rainwater, maybe rain will occur in that time, the rainwater comes down quickly. Bottom board. The bottom board is a stand from the proper basis. And next, brood chamber. Brood chamber is very important. The brood chamber is most important part in hive. So it is provided with 5 to 10 frames. It is having 5 to 10 frames. So here it can clearly visible in this diagram. It is clearly visible. It is having 5 to 10 frames. Okay. And next, super. It is without cover and the base. It is provides many number of frames. Okay. It is provide many number of frames. And next, inner cover. The inner cover and outer cover is nothing but providing number of holes for proper ventilation. And next, queen excluder. So in previously we are discussing that the queen which is having larger in size, right? So queen excluder is to catching of queen. It is consist of wide squeeze and extrands of guard and drone straps. And honey extractor. After culturing of apis, the main important task is to collecting honey. So this is the mission of honey extraction equipment. In this extraction equipment, we are using centrifugation method. The pure honey is thrown out from any we are collecting without any damaging of combs. Next, chopping board means uncapping knife. See in this picture you can observe this knife. Honey filled combs are sealed by wax which is removed by heating. Okay, this knife is having some amount of temperature, so we are using this knife to remove honey combs. Next, other equipments. We are using smokers, and if we are collecting a honey and harvesting of honey in that times, protecting to ourselves, that purpose we are using these equipments like gloves, nets and brushes for collecting of and harvesting of honey. And next, production of honey. Production of honey means it is not a direct plant to collecting of honey, because it is a nectar of pollen. It combination with the sugars and secretion of flowers is ingested by honeybees and get mixed with the saliva and undergo certain chemical changes due to enzyme action. Economic importance of honeybees. We are collecting so many products from apiculture. What are the products? We are collecting like honey, bee wax, pollen, royal jelly, propolis and bee vino. These are the products we are collecting from apiculture. First, we are discussing about honey. Honey which is having chemical composition: water 17%, glucose 31%, fructose 38%, sucrose 1.3%, other sugars 9%, total acids 0.57%, ash 0.17%, nitrogen 0.04%, and it is also having vitamins, enzymes, proteins, and it is also having 18 free amino acids, and it is also containing carbohydrates, consist of monosaccharides and disaccharides, and it is having citric acid, gluconic acid and hydrochloric acid, and minerals which is present: iron, copper, magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium, silica, phosphorus, found in very small quantity of honey. That's why honey is very essential to our health. Next, nutrition value of honey. Generally, honey called as drug of immortality. Why? Because it is having very essential qualities. That's why we can call as drug of immortality. So what are the main important factors which important one the 1 tablespoon of honey which is having 100 calories. 1 tablespoon of honey, it is having 100 calories, and it will prevent hepatitis disorders and dryness of our body, and it will prevent fatigue. And when we are doing exercise, we are facing fatigue, if you are taking honey, we can prevent that fatigue and improving metabolism, and it will helpful for more digestion. And medicinal value and medical purpose also, the honey very useful. It will useful for making antibacterial property, means curing of cuts, burns and sore throat. And antibiotic property protects the skin and eyes and promotes the growth of healthy tissues and prevent the cough, cold and intestinal disorders. And it is also prevent headache, sleeplessness, and it is also helpful for to producing filtering of blood, and it is helpful for enhancement of digestion and prevent hepatitis disorders and prevents deposition of fats. Wax. Honey bees producing wax also, because in their body it is having segments. In that abdominal segments, in this picture you can observe that the honey bee in 4 to 7 abdominal segments which is having bee wax. In that segments which is having to producing bee wax, that is also having economic importance. What are the economic importance? That is will helpful for cure wounds, and it is helpful for treat lumps and prevents and prepared for helpful for preparing ointments and lotions, and making model for medical purpose. And it is rich in vitamin A, and it is helpful for preparing comb foundation sheets, and it is also helpful used to preparing for coating of papers and used for insulator in electronics. Next, bee venom. Bee venom also helpful for medical purpose. The bee venom is having protein toxins. That protein toxins will helpful to human being to prevent some diseases. And this venom produced by two glands which is present in honeybee. The glands are poison gland and alkaline gland. So that's why these honeybee produce capability to producing bee venom. Okay, and uses of bee venom. It will helpful for rheumatism, prevent of rheumatism, and it is also helpful for hypertension, to prevent hypertension, prevent asthma, and prevent improving hearing capacity, and it is also prevent headache, and it is also helpful for removing scar tissue. Okay, and it is helpful for making ointments. Next, royal jelly. Royal jelly is a good food supplement. Next, propolis. Propolis, you can observe this diagram. It is propolis. It is also bee glue, resins mixture produced by bees by mixing saliva and bee wax with bee wax. It is having so many colors: green, red, black and white colors. And pollination. What is pollination? So in the bees or bees are helpful for pollination. So bees are attending so many flowers for collecting nectar from flowers. In that purpose, they will visit n number of flowers. In that time, pollination will occur. Diseases of honeybees. In apiculture, so many types of diseases will affect, like protozoan disease, bacterial disease, fungal disease and viral disease and disorders. First, we discussing about diseases due to mites. First one is acarioses disease, and this disease caused by acarine, acarine disease. So this disease causal agent is honeybee tracheal mites, means mite will affect honeybee. This disease will occur. In this diagram you can observe that small size of mites will affect to this honeybee. Okay, and this honeybee, when the mites will feeding on blood. Okay, so in this diagram you can observe that the mites is present and they will feed on the blood. And next, the site of infection is adult stage. Stage of infection is adult stage, and site of infection is body fluid. Management means when we are facing that type of disease, we can taking precautions is nothing but management. And the time of control is spring and early summer. Next, protozoan diseases. Nosemosis disease. No causal agent of disease is Nosema apis. Okay, the symptoms in this diagram you can observe that the symptoms are swollen abdomen. The swollen abdomen, which is very bright in color, we can identify that is suffering with nosemosis disease. And the stages of infections, it will affect to the adult stage. Site of infection, it will affect to the stomach of honeybee. And the time of treatment, spring and winter. Next disease is amoebic disease. The amoebic disease affect to the Malpighian tubes. Okay, in that Malpighian tubes occurred suffering with the cysts. Okay, in this diagram you can observe that Malpighian tubes are going to be infected. Next one, bacterial disease. Bacterial diseases are American foul brood disease. Casually you can observe this diagram. These it will convert into black color, and after that the black color, the gut will affected and it will turn into black color, and that black color will convert into gel like a substance. Okay, and the place of infection is gut of honeybees. Symptoms are it turns brown and later changes into sticky mass substances. Stage of infected, it will affect in larval stage. European foul brood disease. European foul brood disease, place of infection is midgut. When you can observe this diagram, when the honeycomb will convert into yellow color, we can identify that it is suffering with European foul brood disease. Okay, the symptoms are converting the color and larval dies in their combs only. Okay, and next one, stage of infected, it will infected in larval stage. Next one is fungal diseases. Fungal diseases are chalk brood disease. Place of infection is gut. In this disease, place of infection is gut. Symptoms, when these chalk brood diseases, the fungal will affect to this honeybee. The honeybee will convert into the fungus will affect to that honeybee and taking rest in their body. In that time, what will happen? They will convert chalk piece like a structure. That's why we can call as chalk brood disease. So in this diagram you can observe that the honeybees are convert chalk piece like a structures. And next one is stone brood disease. The stone brood disease is the honeybee hive which is convert stone like a structure. Stone is a hard substance, right? So generally the honeycomb is very soft in nature. When affected this stone brood disease, it will convert into very hard substance. The place of infection is elementary canal. The place of infection is elementary canal. What are the symptoms? It will convert into black color. Stage of infection is a larval stage and adult stage. Next, viral diseases. Viral diseases is Tay-Sachs disease. In this type of disease, the honeybee, the soul and abdomen is having black color spots. So you may observe in this diagram, it is having soul and abdomen, and it is presenting of black color spot, right? And next disease is acute bee paralysis. In acute bee paralysis virus, it is viral affected, and they are facing this type of disease. The honeybees are lost their hair. Okay, generally they lost their hair. They are not able to fly, and it is the death rate is very high in this disease. And when they are facing this disease, it is up to 2 to 4 days, then die. It will affect in 2 to 4 days only. Next, chronic bee paralysis. In this chronic bee paralysis virus, it is also viral disease. The symptoms are soul and abdomen dark in color. So, and it is you can observe this diagram. The honeybee look like a very weak and soul and abdomen, and it is not able to fly, and hair loss will occur in this disease. Okay, hair loss and soul and abdomen, dark abdomen which is in dark color, and hair loss is the symptoms of chronic bee paralysis. Next, colony collapse. Colony collapse means collapsing of colony. In apiculture, colony making of colony is very important. It will affect in worker bees. Okay, so in this effect, this disease will affect to total collapse colony. Okay, so the infected stage is worker bees. Stage of infected worker bees, it will collapse the total colony. And thank you for watching my video.